Most commercial cleaning companies running cold email today to grow their business typically struggle to book enough walkthroughs because they simply can't find enough of the right people to contact. What I mean is decision makers in your service area that either can sign on the dotted line or at least are somewhat involved in the hiring process for cleaning decisions. So I have to show you in this video how to find enough of the right people to contact in your service area, how to find their valid work emails, how to automatically add them to your email campaign tool so it's done completely automatically using AI. So allow me to introduce you to clay.com. This is where you're going to be running all your workflows, but basically there is a workbook template in the description of this video. You can click into it. It will ask you if you want to create a free Clay account. It's a 14-day free trial. You can upload this entire workbook template that I'm about to show you and run it the same way I'm going to show you in this video, step by step. So first off, go to the company table. This is where you're going to extract company listings from Google Maps based on the keyword you search and the city and state you search. It's going to give you all the company information here. It's going to deduplicate as well, so you're not just pulling a bunch of results from the same companies. It's going to check if it's in the state that you're looking for. So the purpose of this video, I'm going to be pulling from Seattle, Washington, and Oregon, but really just Seattle. But customize this to your business. If it's just one state, you can remove everything after this 2-line thing. So like that, I might as well just remove it already. And then it's going to be pulling websites if it's not available in the company listing from Google Maps. It's going to be pulling location specific general emails based on the contact information found on the company website or the company Facebook page, writing it to the general table to validate and add to your campaign sending tool. And then in addition, finding decision makers in your service area. So the CEOs, like the owners, operations leaderships here, and then also finally like office manager, lower level operations, workplace manager, positions like that. And that's going to be writing it to the people table as well to help you find the valid work emails that are safe to send to and enough of the right people to contact in your area. So let me find companies from Google Maps as an example to start this off. So I'm going to be pulling manufacturing facilities in Seattle, Washington. Hopefully we're going to be aiming for about 100 facilities from this Google Maps pull. If I don't get to 100, I'll pull from a different city that's very close to Seattle. That's part of the service area as an example. And then it will be pulling decision makers from those companies and pushing them to the people table, which I'll explain. So you want to hover over this find local businesses using Google Maps, click the plus button, remove the use credit feature. For the example of this, I'm going to Seattle, Washington. I'm going to search manufacturing. I'm going to zoom out twice. I'm going to bump this out twice so it has a larger radius. And I'm going to search, and it's going to pull companies from Google Maps based on that search. What I can do as well is search another keyword search, Seattle, Washington, bump it out twice, put it around here, and also do food processing. See, now it's pulling that search as well. So say I liked working with these companies, these types of facilities, that's what you can do. So it's getting me 150 or so results. It's also deduplicating by the company website and other information based on the company. Cool. So that gives me enough. It's populating information. It's getting written in here, and then it's pushing into the table. It's also all the company information is going to carry over to the general table and the people table. So before I get into explaining more, I'm going to show this quick city or this quick state filter to make sure that it is actually indeed in your local service area. Sometimes it's off in terms of the Google Maps scraper or Google Maps listing pull, and it might give you different states. And that's very rare. But just to protect yourself and make sure you're not pulling a bunch of results outside of your service area, just save yourself and put your state in there for the companies that you want to pull. And that's all. If it's true, and then everything else will run, especially finding the company website, finding emails, finding decision makers. So it's ran automatically where it's been finding decision makers, and I'll open up a decision maker column right here. So this is the find people CEO version. So by the roles, show you right here, it's going to be finding the founder, owner, and CEO from the domain pulled. Also at the bottom, I'm not going to show it, but there is a place where you put your API key of your Find Email account. What I recommend is going on the $99 a month plan, and it gives you 5,000 work emails. So these are credits only when a work email is found, a valid work email. And also gives you 5,000 email validation credits for the location specific general emails found. I want to mention that, but it's finding these roles, and if it doesn't find it, it's going to be searching with AI on Google based on the company name, the website, the location, and then trying to find that person's LinkedIn profile and their full name and their title. So you can see right here, full name, title, LinkedIn URL. So let's just look right here and see who it found. So Kevin Miles identified as the CEO of this sandwich market. So looks like this might not even be a manufacturing company, but still, this is a decision maker. And then let's see if it actually does pull this person. Yeah, no, that's correct. I'm not too sure if this is categorized as a manufacturing company. Let's see. Food processing. So I guess so. Let's scroll down a little bit. Let's find one more person. The CEO. So Dieter. Okay. So that didn't work properly, but it gives you still the full name and the title. And you don't need the LinkedIn profile of the person, which is actually a good thing I'm showing you because you don't really need it. This person, Brian Wallace, company owner. There we go. Manufacturing, business owner. Perfect. That's a decision maker you want to email. Lives in Seattle or the Seattle area. It's writing these people to the people table to find their valid work email addresses. Also, I want to note that if it finds it right here in this find email search, it will just write that valid work email address right away into the people table. And it's meant to take it in and then know what's already valid. So I'm not going to explain it too much, but this workflow is meant to work very good. Next thing is the operations people. So it found the roles, office operations, COO, vice president of operations, head of facilities, people that you want to contact for a cleaning company. And it's returning all the same information, just different titles. So let's just look at this one right here. Let's see what it found. Dave at Silver Bay Seafoods, who's the CEO or the COO. COO. There we go. Is information. This, when it finds the person's LinkedIn URL, it significantly helps the find email workflow to find the valid work email of the person, but it's not required to actually find the LinkedIn profile. So here's another person, COO of also facilities, or maybe, but this is for Beecher's Handmade Cheese in Seattle, Washington. So yeah, Sarah Croft, president. Perfect. That's still good. I think it probably picked up operations right there. But she lives in Seattle, Washington. That's good stuff. So it's found that. And then lastly, this remaining part, this is the same search. Basically, this is just a failover right here. So this is the number 2 run. So if it can't find a result from this first one, and then it will run again and try to find the decision maker. So this person, McDonald Meat Company in Seattle, Washington. Let's see if she actually has. So procurement manager. Let's see if she has a LinkedIn. There we go, Seattle, Washington. So it is finding people using AI. They're the people that we want to get in touch with. Now, if I open up the people table, you'll see everything I'm talking about. Let's see how many people's results that it found. So 318 people to contact. So when I'm saying you're not able to find enough of the right people to contact currently without this system, this is what's going to help you find enough of the right people to contact. So before I even get into it, I will say that this email piece right here is meant for anybody that wants to upload a list that you already have, or if you go on Apollo or something like that and you have emails that you don't know if they're actually valid, you can upload all the contact information here by clicking import and then mapping the email to the email column right here. And it will automatically validate the emails through find email validation, the same way it works in the location specific general email table. So I just want to mention that if it doesn't find that it's valid, and then it will also push it to the email waterfall portion. So it's writing all that company information in here, as I mentioned earlier. It's putting all the industry, sub-industry, stuff like that. And then it's searching for the work email, the valid work email. It only charges you a credit if it finds the valid work email of the person. Full name and normalized URL. So the company website has this information, this filter. Don't touch the filters because it's basically set up to be perfect, where If it didn't find a valid work email from that beginning piece, and then it will run this. So just make sure you don't touch this filter, but it's finding the valid work emails of these people that we want to contact. So Seattle operations manager, procurement manager, director of hospitality, owner. These are great people to be contacting as a cleaning company. And also, again, most of these people are not being found from the list databases that they're paying for, or from the brokers or the people on Fiverr or Upwork that they're paying money for to find these decision maker lead lists. They're just not that extensive, not as extensive as this. So it's finding by domain and full name. And if it doesn't find it by domain and full name, and then this should be running if there is a LinkedIn link. I actually need to pause it and fix it real quick. I already figured out the fix. So it was just a simple filter issue. This needs to be true. And then now this is running. So it's fixed in the template already. But it's finding it by the person's personal LinkedIn URL. So of course, NA is not going to actually run correctly. But this also only charges you credits if it finds a valid work email based on the person's LinkedIn URL. So that's how that's working. And finally, it has this poke the bear personalization question where it's searching what the company and the person's role pertains to in terms of what likely needs to be cleaned, what the person cares about, what the company does, and writes a personalized poke the bear question based on what the company does and what likely needs to be cleaned. So how do you manage the cleaning of cold storage areas to ensure compliance and hygiene? So it's very specific around what likely needs to be cleaned. How do you ensure your seafood processing areas meet hygiene standards while keeping offices and restrooms pristine? Very simple, very to the point, but got 318 people that we're going to be contacting, and you can also import it automatically into your smart lead campaign. I kind of overcomplicate it by separating by email provider, but you can automatically import these leads into your sending tool. I recommend Smart Lead if you're just starting out with cold email, or if you're already running automated cold email. Smart Lead's great. You can also use it instantly. We personally use Email Bison, but it's a high barrier to entry based on cost. So Smart Lead is, in my opinion, the winner. And so you can automatically just take the template. Again, in the link or in the description, there's a link to this whole workbook template. It's going to have this already built in there for you. The workflow is going to already be there. It's going to take in all the information and then import them into whatever campaign you create and put that lead right in there once it knows it's a valid work email. And it's going to be mapping to this use work email column. So there's not much else to show you here. If you did want to pick up any of the pieces that I talked about in this video, I would just recommend rewatching some sections of this video I just made. And then also, if you do want to watch how I'm pulling location specific general emails from those companies pulled, you can go onto my channel and watch that video as well. But I will end the video here by saying thanks so much for watching. Again, one more time, there's a link in the description of this video if you want to use this exact clay workflow and template that I just showed you, from pulling companies from Google Maps to getting enough decision makers in your local service area that you can contact with valid emails that are safe to send to. Happy cold emailing. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.